Hey y'all, it's Christy with Christy's Cropping and Creating. I'm an independent creative memories advisor, and I'm here to show you a pretty quick trick. In my weekly class last night, I was talking about magic mats, and I couldn't remember how to do them because I didn't have my cheat sheet out. And so I thought my video for this week, it would be great to explain what magic mats are and why they're useful. And obviously, even as an advisor, sometimes you need a reminder for how to do them. My intention is to print some labels, just like I've got this other label that goes on my trimmer. This is for measurements, but I'm going to print some labels to go on our trimmers so that we always have a little cheat sheet for making magic mats. And I just realized y'all couldn't see what I was doing because I've got it on my face right now. So anyway, I'm going to switch the camera and then I'll show you those two things that I was trying to talk about just now. Hang tight just 1 second. Okay, this is the label that is about measurements, but I have a label that I'm going to print to put up here on my trimmer that will be my cheat sheet for making magic mats. So I have 3 different colors of paper, and I'm going to show you with the 3 different colors how to make various sizes of magic mats. I'm going to put that one in the back. Actually, I'm going to start with pink, so I'll put the pink on top as well. So magic mats is a way to use your entire sheet of paper, or almost your entire sheet of paper, and to quickly make the right size mats that you want to go on your pages for your photos. So if you want a 4.25 by 6.25 inch photo mat, this one is a 4 by 6, but if you want it to be a 1/4 inch bigger, so that you have a nice way to mat your pictures, what you want to do first is take your piece of paper, your 12 by 12 piece of paper, and cut it down to a 10.5 inch square. So over here, I've got it at 10.5 inches. So I'm going to cut off this side of my paper at 10.5. And then I'm going to turn it 1 time and cut it again at 10.5, so that now, since I did consecutive sides, I think that's the right phrase, it will be a 10.5 inch square. So now that I've got it at 10.5 inches, I've shown y'all my clip trick before. Since the trimmer, it's a 2 inch slide, but right here at this white mark on my trimmer is where the blade starts cutting. So if I put my clip at 7.25, it will stop cutting at 6.25. And this is just a step that it's just to make it a little bit quicker. But remember, I want my mat to be 4.25 by 6.25. So what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to put my paper at 4.25, which is the first number in your mat measurement. So I'm going to start it at 4.25, and I'm going to push down and cut to 6.25. I'm going to rotate it 1 time. Again, I'm going to put it at 4.25, cut to 6.25. There's my first mat. Rotate it again. I'm going counterclockwise. I think you can also go clockwise as long as you go the same direction each time you cut. So I'm going to cut to 6.25. There's my second mat. I'm going to rotate again, put my paper at 4.25, cut to 6.25, and then I now have 4.25 by 6.25 mats made with my 12 by 12 piece of paper that I cut down to a 10.5 inch square. And then I also have a leftover nice size square that I can use somewhere on my page. And then I also have the two pieces where I made my paper down to a 10.5-inch square. Okay, so the pinks are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Next, I'm going to make mats at 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So this time the paper needs to be an 11-inch square. So I'm going to put it at 11 inches. Let me take my clip off, cut all the way down. And then I'm going to turn it once and again, cut it at 11 inches to make it an 11-inch square. I'm going to place my clip at so that it'll stop cutting at 6 1/2 inches, which means I'm going to put my clip at 7 1/2, since the housing stops there and then it starts cutting at 1 inch shy. All right, and since the width of the mat is 4 1/2, I'm going to put my paper at 4 1/2 inches. I'm going to cut down to the 6 1/2, turn my page, go from 4 1/2 to 6 1/2. I've got my first mat. Turn it again. Just make sure you're turning it the same direction each time you turn when you're doing this, whether you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise. There's my second mat. And here I'm going to do my third one at 4 1/2, cut to the 6 1/2, and then I have those two. So, and I also have a square left over from it as well. So my pinks are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. My marmalade is what the orange color is called, is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And the last one I'm going to make for you with this albatross color is 5 by 7 photo mats. You know, you don't often use 5 by 7 photos probably on your pages, but occasionally you will. Or maybe you've got maybe you want to use the 5 by 7 because you're going to double mat or something like that. So this is a great trick. And we're going to start with our 12-inch page. We don't have to trim it down at all. And since I want to stop cutting at 7, I'm going to put my clip at the 8. Again, this is just like a fail safe so that I don't always have to watch the numbers on my trimmer, although it is numbered really well. There's a 5 by 7 here. There are numbers on this part of the trimmer. And so there's lots of ways you can help to make sure your measurement is okay. But I'm going to put my paper at the 5-inch and I'm going to cut down to the 7. I'm going to turn it, place it at the 5, cut down to the 7. There's my first one. Place it at the 5-inch, cut down to the 7. One more time, I think. Place it at the 5-inch, cut down to the 7. And then I have my third and fourth mat and my leftover square. So now I have 3 sizes of photo mats to use on my pages, future pages in this case, and did it pretty quickly. So I'm going to try to write this out really quickly since I did it earlier. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. You start with a 10.5 inch page. Then the 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. You start with an 11-inch page. I'm going to hold this up to the camera in just a second. And then for a 5x7, start with a 12-inch page. You cut at the first number, rotate. Oh, cut at the first number, stop at second number, rotate, and repeat until you have 4 mats. Now, if you want a label to put on your trimmer, please feel free to comment to let me know that you want a label to go on your trimmer. I should write mat next to these. As a matter of fact, let me do that real quick. Mats. And again, this was called Magic Mats. Just a little fun name for a way to quickly get 4 mats from your piece of paper to do your to mat your photos with. Oh, I can't get that to show again now. Okay, there we go. Try to hold this up so you can see the different sizes and colors. And sorry that I had to scribble out right there. But if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for what I could do in my YouTube video, if there's a technique that you want to see demonstrated, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to switch back to my face before I tell you guys bye until next week. Okay. So anyway, hope that was quick enough for you, and I hope that you learned something fun and useful, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on my YouTube channel, Christy's Cropping and Creating. And please subscribe if you have not already, and like this video so that it'll show up for more people. And if you need any supplies, please let me know. Or you can go to my website. It's creativememories.com/user/Christy Bolin. And Christy is Kristi. Bolin is Bolin. Thank you, and I will see you guys later.